Good evening, everyone. Today, I'm Soiming from Diba. Today, our group is going to talk about Malaysia history about the Congress of Malaya. And this is my group members. And this is my group, the table of content, and we are going to present. And this introduction, I give to Yishan to talk his part.
Okay. Good afternoon, teachers and students. My name is Yong Yishen. I'm from CIB. I'm going to introduce the Congress Malaya. In 1939, Seluruh Tanah Malaya Congress was successfully organized by the Union Melayu Singapore, the Selangor Malay Association. Malay Congress Malaya, the first held in Kuala Lumpur in 1939, successfully attracted the attendance of all French associations aimed at creating national unity among the Malays for the development of the Malay race. The Malay Congress is the second place in Singapore in 1940, calling on all French associations promoting the welfare of the Malays in the state each. While the third party of Malay Congress cannot be held because the Japanese have invaded Malay in 1941. Next.
And the history of organization before the Second World, the Congress of Malaya. The political awareness among Malays shows change between 1937 and 1939. All causes increase in association nationwide. 1937, the KMS branch was emancipated in Malacca and Penang. 2 years later, Pahang, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, and Province, the PMS took the opportunity to work together and encourage politics fields with the KMS. And then they met 4 times the Congress, which is 1937 in Kuala Lumpur, 1938 Singapore, 1939 Kuala Lumpur, 1940 Singapore. And next will be the organizations is founded by our group. In 1938, PMS began to move in politics but was limited voice. Highlight is in the form of a pair to the government. PMS can make it easy to ensure the association is not labeled as communist or young people. However, the important point that the PMS has highlighted is the issue of Malay reserve land. PMS citizens, the Malays significantly profit and only live within the span. During the economic recession, the Chinese and Indian were possessing for and received assistance from the British to beat the difficult of living and claim. The economy of Malay, denominations of the economy by immigrant opinioning, the better opportunity in lesson, remove attitude that prevent progress, and regain politic power of Malay monarchy, like the King of Malay, Agongla, is that the main theme of the fight.
Okay, Miss, and I'm gonna explain about the journey and the history. Criticism put forward by Party Malay Selangor is not ignored by the government, and PMS, it's known as Party Malay Selangor, has also demanded that the soldier Malay is enlarged to 10 battalion. PMS also encouraged the entry of Indonesian, but at the same time, want to ensure that non-Malay are blocked from entering Malaya. Significant development during the period are indicated for establishing a more extensive Malay association that goes beyond the bound or restrict and state intending to safeguard the interests of Malay. Following the economic recession, staff reduction, the contraction of the government, and the basic of the lesson have gained attention among the Malay, and these issues were discussed extensively in the press. The Kesatuan Melayu Muda (KKM) was established in the year 1937, and among the association, the organized that pro open membership to Malay and diverse background, lead to the division of flow in the development of nationalism Malay. The trend of political development initiated by Kesatuan KMM is often considered to be political stream of the Malay left. Establishment of the association aimed at espousing the nation spirit mobilized large by educate Malay. Their call on Malay is to unite the common goods and benefits for generation of time front, especially in preventing the increased number of influence of foreign race Malaya. The spirit arose because the Malay were disturbed when the question of reinstatement of the administrative spite has gained criticism from the Chinese and Indian. During the economic recession, the Chinese and Indian were asking for the received assistance from the British to overcome the difficulties of living and claim the greatest low of administrative and government matter. Malay demonstrated strong consolidation when together highlighting the question of advising economy of the Malaya as a result of the dominance of the economy by immigration obtained by a better opportunity in lesson, remove attitude that prevent progress, and regain politic power of for Malay monarchy is the main theme for the fight at the time. At this stage, to enroll the public, the mass media, especially newspaper, has become the most effective tool, and the early development for the Malay Association has heavily influenced by the activism for defending the rights of Malaya. I will pass to Wei-Ming.
And then I will share my thought about the organizations. Before the Second World War, the spirit of the Malay was not against British colonialism, but just toward the aim of developing Chinese and Indian rather the seizing all aspects of life opportunity. But there is also a unity that consistently remain Malays to advance themselves so that they can compare with other races, especially in the economy and educations.
Okay, my name is Heng Zihao. Today I'm going to present about the recommendation. My recommendation is the politicians or the leaders of Malaya should put their political views aside and stop their competing with each other. Instead, they should focus on gaining own freedom first, and the discussing of the power or the politics should be talked about after freedom, like who is the Malaya of the leader of a Malaya in the future needs to discuss later after the freedom. Okay, in the other hand, both the races in Malaya, such as Indian, Malay, and China, they should work together and live together peacefully, but to prove to return that they doesn't have conflict and they can rule themselves easily, and no discrimination or races or like criticism between each other. Okay, and also in the other hand, the newspaper is a great place to spread more information to the people of Malaya, also telling them that the leader of Malaya, such as Tunku Abdul Rahman and Tun On Jaffa, is trying their best to earn freedom for their people. This will inspire the people. This will inspire and motivate the people of Malaya. I will pass to Chen Yang.
My name is Wee Chen Yang. My name is Wee Chen Yang. So I'm going to talk about the conclusion of Congress Melayu Seluruh Tanah Melayu. So the conclusion of Congress Melayu Seluruh Tanah Melayu are political issues on Malays are more aware after Congress Melayu Seluruh Tanah Melayu. So Malays demonstrate strong consolidation when together, highlighting the question of advancing economy of the Malays because of the dominance of the economy by immigrants, obtaining better opportunities in lessons, remove attitudes that prevent progress, and regaining political power for Malay monarchy is the main theme of the fight at that time. So that's all from me.
And this is the end of our group presentation. Thank you.